Hi, and welcome to Odyssey of Ascension. This is Roxanne. Once again, I will be channeling for you. And as always, thanks for tuning in. No coffee first. Greetings once again to the collective. This is Ocyphius from the Oversoul Collective. I will bid you a good day. Let us speak of an idea. Proof. Okay. Your entire life has been validated through others. Those others that you coveted gave you the validation of how things were. All right. So within the cultural society you grew up in, all your peers, and we're talking young now, start forming what you call your base idea personality. Okay? That personality builds upon itself other ideas of what you call belief systems. And through that, your personality is developed. And at one point or another in your life, you stop idea listening and you start thinking for yourself in that manner. However, the foundation has already been laid through the offering of the ones that you coveted. The ones that you found precious, the ones that you found truthful, to give you what reality is, and therefore it became solid as a fundamental reactionary idea of how you create your own world. So, in the idea of growing up, and you can backtrack through your wonderful memory, different ideas at what you call testing points of your own validity. You recognize them through anger, through frustration, through conflict, comparison. Those are your core beliefs being challenged by the mirror. To ask for proof of a new idea is to reinforce the illusion. To prove to yourself through whatever means you need to say, yes, this is true, if I have enough proof, is continuing limitation. Because you're believing it off of the illusion. You're comparing it and then, let's say, validating it off the illusion. You must remember, entities, every single truth is your truth that you chose. No matter how you chose it, it is still your truth. Waking up is starting to choose what feels good, not proof. What sits right in your heart. And a lot of times you can't even feel what it is in your heart because it is so shielded by the idea of the valid truth. This is the way reality is. That you can't recognize your own heart telling you, hey, this is the truth. Why don't you move on and let's go on. To give you the idea of the ultimate reality. The idea, entities, is to know that no matter what is presented in front of you, it's your choosing. The only truth is whatever that you choose. If you need it to be proven through an outside source, that is your permission slip, fine. But there will be a breaking point, a tipping point, a challenge point, which courage is present. Oh yes. The virtue that is present in all virtues, truly. Oh yes. That testing point is when you give up proof. The need for proving it. The need for enough validation through credible, which is only in your idea definition, that they are credible, ideas, science, enough data that you can read, and all of those are you choosing to believe those and find those valid. That information that you're seeking to give yourself enough to tip the scales, to shift your beliefs in a comfort zone so you can move forward. But once again, it's a testing point. Without proof is what we ask of you. Oh yes. When, ask yourself this, it's up to you. Are you just going to say, that's my truth, with no proof? Bless you. When can you take it into yourself and say, I no longer need proof? Because once again, if you're seeking proof, where does proof exist? In the known. In the past. And when you seek that, you validate that, you continue that. Now, here's how perfect the mirror is. When you get your idea of a challenge to your current belief systems, you want to move forward. It sounds exciting, but you're too afraid to, or you're too resistant of. And remember, this is only an individual thing. We're not going to blink at anything. Okay? A challenge comes to you to shift your awareness. An evolution within. And you want proof. You can't idealize yourself saying, no, I can't believe this, without some kind of validation. So you seek proof. Here's how perfect the mirror is once again. When you seek the proof and you get the proof, the mirror will give you another idea instantaneously after you have found the proof satisfactorily. It says, okay, this is enough for me to move on. Right then and there, the mirror will give you another reason to have proof. And you'll continue the illusion. Because the mirror is perfect. If I seek proof, am I not going to get back seeking proof? So what happens? The proof that you get is empty. It may feel good for a minute or two, but then here comes the logical mind, kick it in, to say, yeah, but, that might be, however. And the irrefutable proof is not there, because everything is subjective. You cannot tell me the truth, because I choose my truth. Your historical timeline says A, B, and C. You think that's the truth. Yes, if you choose it to be. Not because it's in place because there was enough validation from comfort in numbers to say that was the truth, because in my reality it's not. You're peeking into a lot of different realities now. So a lot of your truths in the past are going to become very unstable. If you seek proof in the mirror will give you the illusion to seek proof again and again and again and again, and you're only staying within that frequency. When you get a challenge to go beyond yourself with no proof and accept it and love it, then the mirror gives you the vibration of truth on that expansion idea. This is where you feel the knowing instead of, let's say, guessing at it, hoping for it, having the logical mind justify it to the separated fractal you see in the mirror. Your ego telling you, oh yeah, that's good enough. Whispering in your ear, yeah, that's good. We can move on now. But then the mirror is going to give you another reason to prove it to you. Prove it to you. Prove it to you. That's the illusion. You need no proof because it's your world. Understand the ultimate reality. Every truth is true. I'll give you an example. I know in my reality that I am a particle of information. I am an individual perspective of reality. My source is the creator. I also know that I am the source in and of itself. So I am the creator. Understanding myself through the idea that I've given myself Ocyphius. That's my ultimate truth. Now, your ultimate truth is to whether to choose that as the truth or not. You can still choose what the ultimate truth is. That in itself, again, is the ultimate truth. But choosing is where you're slowing yourself down. You're afraid, you're scared, and you're retreating to what you know. What you know is what you coveted. What you coveted is what you believed in upon first sight of an empty mind, a clean slate, let's say, waiting to be filled with information, and the information start coming through the idea of vibration, senses. And you would see a person be this way. Then you thought that's the way things were, and then another person was a different way. And then you had to compare and start to logical, and your ego started to form to understand differences. Separation, polarity. And the ones that felt more comfortable, that was validated by your original coveters, your parents, step-parents, foster parents, doesn't matter. The person that you looked up to and said, I love you. Whatever idea, symbol that was, entity representing. Grandmother, godmother, all of them. Anyone that said, I love you, you said, yes, you are my truth. Understand that. And that was your foundation. And you go back to the core belief and you wanted to somehow match that. And that, in and of itself, is limitation. There are truths in that coveting idea that are still truthful today, but there are many truths that are not. Because everyone here is limited. Everyone comes here for get. So your idea, covet, that you were looking upon as what reality is, had someone else too. The generation before. That's why every generation says, I wish things were like the old days. Because they have change and they don't want to feel the change because they're scared of the change. Because their covenant beliefs are being challenged. No one wants the good old days truly. We played it. We want to see what's in the unknown. We're explorers. You know this. It's hard to let go of your core self, isn't it? And for you to leap to the idea of another belief has to be proven in many cases. This right here. Many that an act, personality, and that's their beliefs. That's their choosing of reality. Perfect. We represent what we are as the truth of ourselves through this. The collective whole has accepted as a truth, channeling. Now gets to receive that in its full understanding, evolving what channeling will become. Because you accepted it as a possibility, that it wasn't just an imagination or another self, some kind of disease, schizophrenia. You said, no, I believe that is a frequency tuning in to the frequency of our reality, using the conduit as a means of communication. And now you would get that in your reality. All you say simply is awesome. Look what else is possible. Thank you. Now let's keep going. See how the choices work. But entities who do not have the belief system within their core construct that this would be a tangible reality to accept need proof. Jay-Z Knight has been proven that her DNA actually shifts when she channels the idea of Ramtha. Yes. So some needed that proof, so that was enough to prove to an X number of people, so their reality shifted. Fine. But it's still the idea of proof. And those within that construct receiving that data in return, only a few of them truly believed it. They were thinking, okay, it's an influence test, there's always variables, and they were fighting for their limitations because they didn't want to go beyond their core coveting belief systems of themselves. Without a satisfactory truth, they got a satisfactory truth, but then they got the reflection in the mirror, nope, it's not good enough. So they get it again and again and again, which sustains them in the illusion. Until they choose to say, it's my truth. It's my reality. I'm literally choosing my world as I believe. Start with your small beliefs, your easy ones. Move bigger. How does reality work? Let me manifest a chocolate bar. And a chocolate bar will come into your reality through a friend, however it's going to come. That's a small, easy belief. And then you work up and you see now that your validation of your own choosing proves it to you. And then there's no more proof needed. Truly. It's your show. It's your game. You get to choose everything. No one can tell you what the truth is, because that subjective reality that is speaking their truth is that confined to that reality of coveting belief systems upon birth. And they find it very valid, they're very vigorous about it, they're very speaking about it. If it jives with you, great, go with the flow. That's another part of expansion, but if it doesn't mean you have to prove it. Don't. So yeah, awesome. If it jives with you and you feel good about it, then say, awesome, perfect, and then move on. But if there's a hindrance of doubt that you need the reliability of proof in the 3D construct of the mind, then know you're continuing and you're not giving your own authority back to yourself because you're waiting for someone else to prove it to you. And you are creating the reality of proof. You create the proof. Go with the belief, the love for the self. And you will never need proof again. You will let go of ideas that keep you limited, and then you start streaking through your realities of now, and you go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and all of a sudden your whole world is completely different. Because you're not being bogged down with 3D logical means from the past that are in consideration of what you would call proof. Truly. Know that you are the chooser of the proof. Know that you are the chooser of reality as you perceive it. How you look at it is your own individual truth. No one can tell you the truth. Because there's only one of us, guys. There's only one of us. And we all get to be the one how we choose to be. How awesome is that? Very good. This is the idea of proof we would like to impart upon you. Play with it. Let it dabble around in you, rattle around in you. Venture into the idea. The deeper you go within your own core of understanding yourself, you will start to recognize what gives you the higher, let's say, birthing reality of action, of beliefs, of personality. When you sink yourself into, you understand very deeply why you do this. The two don't even look like each other, but they, let's say, are each other. and they are filtered up through different belief systems that bring a reactionary idea around in the mirror. Something that doesn't serve you. Follow it. Go down, find that core belief, and say that belief in and of itself was a choice to believe. Since I believed it at whatever time I found it the truth, then the background programs automatically run to give me that reality. That's the frequency that your trust is pushing through to reflect back to you the reality. The vibration of that core belief construct, that vibration is a vibration that reflects out in the mirror. And when you are always trusting that, unseen to you, it is present in your reality somewhere. A lot of you don't understand. Why is that my reality? I didn't ask for that. Well, yes, you did, because you told the mirror to give you that. That's a belief system that you haven't seen. That's why it's there, to represent itself. There's a limitation within me. Let me seek it out by allowing it, loving it, and following it down to where it takes me. And then you'll see how, let's say, you were running unbeknownst to yourself, the conscious self. That was giving you ideas of limitation that you didn't see. Truly. Very exciting stuff. So we would ask you to look for no more proof. There's only one person to trust, entities, and that's you. Don't ever say the words, it's a choice, of course. We would say it would not be beneficial to say, I can't trust myself. Then you're saying you can't trust existence, that you can't trust the Creator. It's easy not to trust someone else because that's what you were taught. But if you can't trust you, then you need a bus to get back to function, right? Think about it. Trust you and your choices without proof, and you will accelerate, truly. Yes, we're done, Robert. This is all we have for this space-time now. This is Ocyphius. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. We bid you a good day. Adore. How's he doing? He's got a little burpee going on?
Yes.
Awesome. Guys, thanks again so much for tuning in. I love all the comments. Keep leaving them. If you need me, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm here for you. I love you. Mwah.